This year, I'm not looking back to who I was, because I'm gonna be someone I've never been. This year, I'm not focused on the cracks on the wall, not keeping track of all the times I fall. This year, so long till last year, it's all becoming so clear. There's no use living in regret. Let's live the good life and train our eyes to find the light and make this year the best one yet. Starting right here, thanks for this year. This year, I can't wait to see what good will come, to feel alive instead of feeling numb. This year, I plan on thinking less of I and me. I resolve to think of us and we. This year, so long till last year, it's all becoming so clear. There's no use living in regret. Let's live the good life and train our eyes to find the light and make this year the best one yet. Starting right here, thanks for this year.
Let's take a moment, turn to your neighbor, give him a handshake or a hug.
Living in regret. Let's live the good life and train our eyes to find the light and make this year the best one yet. Starting right here, thanks for this year. Starting right here, thanks for this year.
All right, good morning and happy Sunday to everybody. I'm Chris Klosterman and I get to be your platform chair here this morning and welcome you all to our Unity Center of Cedar Rapids. We appreciate your presence here in our spiritual home and the energy you bring to this community. Thank you for joining us. And we also want to welcome our live streamers. Invite you to know that we are connected heart to heart and soul to soul. Please know that we are here to support your path, to support you on your path, on your spiritual journey. If you are a guest today, please pick up an information packet at the welcome table in the foyer. If you would like to add your name and email to the guest book at the welcome table, we will add you to our newsletter. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again. Today, our guest speaker is Kevin Krumvieda. And today our featured musician is Angela Dooley. Backed up as well by Jason Wright, Don Oliver, Tom Zimmerman, possibly, well, he's on a men's retreat, so yeah. That'll be his talk next week. But thank you all for being here. And now, time for our invocation. Please join me in our opening statement. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. And now our opening song.
We're able. We're going to sing I Behold the Christ in You. And this is different because we usually only do it for new members. So I like it that we're doing it again.
I behold the Christ in you. Here the life of God I see. I can see your great peace too. I can see you whole and free. I behold the Christ in you. I can see this as you walk. I can see this in all you do. I can see this as you talk. I behold God's love expressed. I can see you filled with power. I can see you ever blessed. See Christ in you hour by hour. I behold the Christ in you. I can see that perfect one, led by God in all you do. I can see God's work is done.
And now we invite our young ones to head off with our youth and family ministry helpers, and we're going to sing Walking in the Light.
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
All right, now for our announcements. After service today, the special events team will meet in the strong room to plan our upcoming chili cook-off. Hey! If you are interested in being part of this team, you are welcome to join. So that's right after service here in the strong room. Spirit Space Book Study resumes on Thursday, January 16th at 10:30 a.m. The new book is A Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of A Course in Miracles by Mary Ann Williamson. Copies are available in Sacred Grounds and Books. If you haven't joined this group before, consider spending time with a friendly, astute group of people who love to laugh and talk. Be sure to sign up under events in the church app or at unitycr.org so you can receive any updates about the group. Relax and renew at the Holistic Renewal Retreat here at UCR on Saturday, January 18th. Enjoy an afternoon of sound healing, qigong, guided meditation, vision board, drum circle, and ecstatic dance, all for a love offering of $30 or more for the whole day. Registration is required on the website or church app. You can also add on a 20-minute Reiki session for only $20. Contact Rachel Pinnell if you have questions. Now, the next three announcements actually all fall under the umbrella of our annual meeting, so it's all going to kind of like clump together by design. So, first is that the date for the annual meeting has been changed to January 26th. So that's when we'll be having it, January 26th, and lunch will be provided. We encourage everyone to attend, not just voting members. Everyone is welcome. We will celebrate 2024 and look forward to 2025, including looking at the 2025 Prosperity Plan. At that meeting, members will also elect the new board trustees. Biographies for the 3 candidates, Michelle Cole, Mary Kopecki, and Jennifer Morden, are posted on our website and linked in e-news so you can read about them. And lastly, third and final announcement about the annual meeting, we will vote on the revised bylaws. Come and learn about the changes at an informational meeting after service on January 12th or January 19th. Unity Worldwide Ministries has approved some significant changes, so you want to read them before voting at the annual meeting. The new bylaws will be posted on our website as well. If you have thought about becoming one of our Sunday guest speakers, scan the QR code or go to our website and fill out the form. Speaking of which, next week our speaker is Ruth Geary. Yay! And her topic is Everybody Has a Story. If you have a prayer request today, your prayer partners are Vern and Audrey. Thank you very much. They would be happy to meet you in the prayer room after the service. And now, please stand as you are able for a congregational song.
It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us by and by. It's in every one of us to be kind. Let your heart be guided by your good mind. We can all be neighborly if love's our fond reply. It's in every one of us if we try. It's in every one of us to be free. Find your heart, open your eyes and see. We can all have everything without ever knowing how. It's in every one of us here and now.
And now, our statement of purpose. Please join me. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. We gather to create an experience of spirit. At Unity CR, we offer practical teachings that empower abundant and meaningful living, meeting you right where you are, endeavor to provide a variety of ways to support your path of spiritual living, to provide spiritual awareness and share the wonder and joy of God's love. And today our daily word is strength. Let's read together the affirmation on the slide. God's strength is my strength. If I identify solely with my human nature, I may feel daunted by my cares and duties and by the state of the world itself. When I feel small or ill-equipped to face troubling situations or uncertain circumstances, I remind myself I am never without the power of divine strength within me. The awesome strength of God is inexhaustible and without limitation. Anything I may be called to face is no match for divine strength. As I grow in spiritual understanding, I realize I need not pray for God's help. Instead, I claim the strength of God as an aspect of my divine identity. I affirm, divine strength is mine. I am strong in spirit. As these words grow in my consciousness, I feel better able to keep life's struggles in perspective and remember I am strong in God. And from Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 19, God the Lord is my strength.
We're going to sing this song twice, so please feel free to sing along.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
I'm the sound guy, I forgot, huh? Hi, let's try this again. Good, okay. Why don't you take one of these out? Go to sounds in your system. And there it is. And then press either vibrate or silent. There we go. Huh? Pretty good. All right. So what I'd like you to do now is get comfortable in your chairs, both feet on the floor. And get into kind of a dignified posture. Back straight, head centered on your shoulder. And if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes during this time or Leave them half open and focused on something in front of you. This is going to be something different for me. I'm doing a guided meditation this morning. Starting off from the song, God is always there. And what I'd like you to do is find the light within you. That divine light that is your divine presence. And once you have located that light, I will have you illuminate your 12 spiritual abilities, becoming aware of those abilities that reside in you right here, right now. So the first spiritual ability is illumination, and that's located near your rectum. And have the light within you illuminate that light, that area, becoming aware of that spiritual ability. And then moving to your groin area, your reproductive organs, the spiritual ability of life, and have that divine light light that ability as you become aware of that spiritual ability within you. And then moving your awareness to the small of your back, illuminate your spiritual ability of strength. And then moving forward in your body to the back of your navel, light your spiritual ability of order. And then moving your light up to your solar plexus, illuminate your spiritual ability of wisdom or judgment. And then moving up to your heart, illuminate your spiritual ability of love. And then bringing your awareness and the light to the root of your tongue, light the spiritual ability of dominion. And moving back to your brainstem, light your spiritual ability of zeal. And then moving up into your brain, straight back from the bridge of your nose, about halfway in. Bring your focus to your pineal gland, which is the center of faith, your spiritual ability of faith. And then coming to between your eyes, light your spiritual ability of imagination. And then bring your light to your forebrain, the spiritual ability of will. And also your spiritual ability of understanding. And now just being with that divine light and the lights of your 12 spiritual abilities. Allow them to be in your awareness going forward as we come out of meditation, slowly opening your eyes. Gee, do I have to stand? I guess so. There's a problem with this one. You pick up all the noise right on the... Well, before I start, I'd like us just to take a moment of silence to hold in consciousness the victims of the 2 terrorist attacks this last Sunday in New Orleans and Las Vegas, holding the families of those victims in our hearts, and also the families of the perpetrators in our hearts. Let's just take a minute of silence for that. Thank you. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm honored to be here on this first Sunday of 2025 to be with you fine and admirable unitics. You know, this being the new year, it's time for New Year's resolutions, right? How many of you have had experience with New Year's resolutions? Yeah, I thought so. Most of us here. So a resolution is an intention, is that right? So what I have here, I've had this thing called good intentions. Oh, wait a minute, I don't have it. I'll just have to ask Ruth to click me through, right? Okay, thanks. The idea of good intentions with the ellipses before that is a reference to a famous quote: "The road to hell is paved with good intentions," right? Right. So all you know where that hell comes from is when you don't make the resolution work, right? Or something happens and your mind just starts to get on you like syrup on pancakes, right? It just smothers you up. So the Proverbs attributed to Saint Bernard of Clairvaux, probably written about 1150. So people have had difficulty with intentions for a long time, right? But an alternative quote is, "The road to hell is paved with good intentions, while the road to heaven is paved with good actions." So that's what I'm going to try and focus on today, is taking good actions rather than having good intentions, okay? But let's start with the word intention. Could I have that slide up? There it is. Oh, okay. Intention is an idea that you plan or intend to carry out. Now, I think the issue with good intentions is assigning the judgment of good to it. Okay, stay with me here. Rather than making a good or a bad intention, let's just make an intention. Okay? Instead of making it good or bad, let's ask this question. Does this intention, this action, take me towards what is important, towards my highest self? How do we do that? How do we set up the intention to go towards what we really want, what is important to us? Well, you're in luck, because I got two processes that help you do that. Those processes are, number one, psychological flexibility, because after all, I'm a psychologist, I got to throw that in there, right? And the other is our 12 powers or abilities, which I introduced to you in the meditation. Okay. So, psychological flexibility is the process of contacting the present moment fully as a conscious human being and persisting or changing behavior in the service of chosen values. Wow, that's a mouthful. Took a PhD to write that. So, what Stephen Hayes and his colleagues developed over about 15, 20 years were 6 core therapeutic processes that help develop psychological flexibility. So let's start with that first one. Present moment awareness. Anybody here not familiar with that? We've all practiced that. We've all gotten into the present moment. And how easy is it just to stay in the present moment? No. What we're doing with the present moment is we're, as John Kabat-Zinn states, paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, non-judgmentally. So that means you're starting to pay attention, and whatever comes to mind, you do not judge it. It just is. If you start judging it, start wrestling with it, start messing with it, what happens? Right. I think being able to be in the present moment is very fundamental to not only psychological flexibility, but to spiritual awareness as well. Okay, next slide. Acceptance. That's intentionally opening up to the experience of unpleasant thoughts, emotions, and events of the human experience. You open up to them. Here it comes. And you refrain from engaging with the struggle of trying to get rid of them. Good luck with that. That's part of hell, right? Fighting with your mind. That can get you in all kinds of trouble, and then you got to go see a psychologist. It just doesn't mean that you tolerate these experiences. You actually make a values-based choice to willingly have them. To willingly have them. It's all about willingness in that. Okay, cognitive diffusion, or just diffusion. This is the process by which you see something for what it is. It's a thought, memory, emotion, physical sensation, and not what it says it is, like I'm inadequate. You see it as what it is, a thought, not what it says it is. You don't get wrapped up in the, oh, excuse me here. Thanks. That's what it's telling you. So it helps you disengage from the content of mental experience and see it from a contextual point of view, a more observational stance. It's kind of like this. I used to think my brain was my most important organ until I noticed which organ was telling me that. Self is context. There it is. This is the process of observing private mental experience, and rather than being caught up in it, it kind of builds from cognitive diffusion and acceptance. What's different is this is taking a different perspective on what's going on in your mind. The Buddhists call this wise mind. Not only are you looking at what you're seeing, but you're kind of actually making decisions about what you're seeing, okay? If you start into the opposite of this is self is content, where you believe what your mind's telling you. Here you kind of can pick and choose, make judgments about, oh, is this helping me out? Yeah, maybe not. Values. In his book, The Happiness Trap, How to Stop Struggling and Start Living, Russ Harris titles his chapter on values, Follow Your Heart. Values are our heart's deepest desires, how we want to be, what we want to stand for, and how we want to relate to the world around us. I'll read that again. Values are our heart's deepest desires, how we want to be, what we want to stand for, and how we want to relate to the world around us. So he makes a distinction between values and goals. Values are boundaryless, okay? For example, creativity, being creative. There's no end to that, right? You want to paint a picture, now that's a goal, right? Am I right, Corrine? Yeah. Thank you, dear. Corrine the artiste, yes. So, and committed action. Russ Harris, in his book Act Made Simple, defines committed action as taking larger and larger patterns of effective action, guided and motivated by values. So, when you're taking committed action towards what you really desire, what you really believe in, what is really important to you, your actions are guided by that. And you work towards it. Now, sometimes you might take an action towards a value and figure out, oh, wait a minute, this isn't working. And you can let go of that action and come up with another one, get a little feedback. Going back to the 60s here, yeah. All right, so that's the 6 core processes. So I'm going to use the common New Year's resolution of losing weight as we go through this. So weight loss, you know, what happens with that? So you get going and you're eating oatmeal and crackers and water for about 2 straight weeks, right? Oh, too much personal information. Anyway, and what happens? You get on the scales one day and boom, you're up 2 pounds. What happened? And you're looking at that, and what does your mind do with that? Anybody, what does your mind do with that? Right? Yeah. Yep. It just wraps you, right? And you're in hell. And you say, what the heck am I doing all this for? And you go out and you get a steak. And just, boom, there it is. Okay, pizza, there you go. Vegetarian or all meat? Yeah. So, now what would be a value that's associated with weight loss? Remember, an overarching, no boundaries kind of value. Health? Did I hear health? Health. All right. Now let's go back to weight loss. And let's say my value here is health. You're not focused on the weight. Because when you're focused on the weight, you're trapped. Because if your weight goes up or down, boy, that's good. But you're focused on health. So health means you're going to take all kinds of actions towards health, right? That makes sense? Okay, so I've developed a little, what I call a script, to walk people through the 6 core processes. of cognitive flexibility, or psychological flexibility. Go ahead. First one is notice. What kind of thought would you have about health? Okay, let's say weight loss. What kind of thought might you have? Not today, okay. So you have, so I'm having the thought that for weight loss, not today, right? Okay. Next slide. So we name it. It's a thought, right? It's not what it says it is, not today, right? It's just a thought. Or it's a thought, not just a thought, it's a thought. Next slide. Now, what do you do with this thought? Thank you, mind, for the thought. I appreciate you bringing this to my awareness. It lets me know you are working. Is this different from a lot of how we approach our thoughts? What do you notice about this? That thought is not you. Gratitude for the thought. And how are you feeling when you're doing that? Connected. Peaceful, grateful, sure. As opposed to, get out of here. I don't want you. Now how are you feeling? Upset, anxious, yeah, okay. Next slide. Now here's the big question. Work. Does this thought, not today, take me towards or away from what is important in the present moment? What do you think? Away. Sure. Yeah. It's kind of an avoidance strategy, right? I don't want to deal with this. Okay? Right? Okay. So that's the value. You're taking a focus, in this case, on health. Health, right? If I don't get this mic up here, Carl's going to come up and hit me. And then Lisa's going to really hammer on me. But anyhow. Okay. Next slide. And once you notice that you've had this thought and you notice that it's not working for you, you state your intention to bring your awareness back to the present moment, to the value of health. That's it. And it's just that easy. Well, I promised you a second process. That was psychological. Now we're going to go a little more into the spiritual realm. And this process is called the 12 powers or abilities of man. Okay. So I've been using this text, I use this text quite a bit in developing this part of the talk. Power Up. It's the 12 Powers Revisited as Accelerated Abilities by Paul Hasselbeck and Cheryl Holton. And I really recommend this book. It's kind of a workbook. It walks you through each of the 12 powers, explains everything, and then has exercises at the end of each chapter on a power that you fill out. Let's see. Jan, we can't get that through the bookstore, can we? I can check again. Okay, thanks. All right. I'm going to call them H&H, Hasselbeck and Horton, right? Because we're going to run out of time if I don't. Hasselbeck and Horton say that the 12 powers or abilities are spiritual ideas that are available regardless of who the person is or what the intent might be. They're always there. They're always available. Your divinity is always available to you. Your 12 spiritual abilities are always available to you. And like any other ability, it requires some practice to bring it up to speed, right? Okay. So, Charles Fillmore was a developer of these processes. And he said, we are spiritual beings, that we have access to the attributes of God, and we are creating our lives with our thoughts. He felt we can be what Jesus was, that Jesus showed us what's possible for all. Okay, so let's get started. Faith. Ruth's out ahead of me. Thank you. Okay, faith is believing what we have not seen. Faith is always there, and it can be developed. There's a continuum of faith based on the work of Emil Cady in Lessons of Truth, from hope to blind faith to understanding faith. The latter being where we know and understand that there are spiritual laws as immutable as physical laws seem to be. So let's use this power to deal with our weight loss question, okay? You can use this, for example, I believe that I am healthy and whole. That I have a normal and health-promoting metabolism. Okay. I have faith in my bodily functioning. Okay. Next one is strength. Our word of the day and daily word, right? That's the innate ability by which we're able to endure, stay the course, last, be persistent, persevere, and be stable. There we go. Spiritually, this is staying the course to be the best person or Christ we can be based on divine laws, ideas, and principles. So, using strength to address losing weight, staying with the inner work of bringing your focus back to the belief in health, bringing your focus back to health, and committing to a healthy lifestyle. It's kind of like committed action, right? Okay. Judgment, wisdom, the innate ability by which we judge, evaluate, wait a minute. Judgment, wisdom, that's the next. There we go, thank you. The innate ability by which we judge, evaluate, discern, use wisdom, appraise, and apply what is known. This ability would use to evaluate how we are doing moment to moment, discerning the thoughts and actions that would demonstrate being the best person or Christ we can be. In losing weight, choosing the value of health and taking action towards that value. Making judgments about what in our mind is working towards that and what in our mind is not working towards that, right? Okay. Love. No, power and dominion, excuse me. Used to master and have dominion over new ideas and concepts, especially divine ideas, truths, and principles. We have control and dominion over unwanted thoughts and beliefs that may interfere and impede our ability to master those ideas. Okay, so I want to be very careful here about this. I see mastering your thoughts as being able to have your thoughts and choose which thoughts are working rather than try and control your thoughts. That's not going to work, right? All right. So, it's like this. I don't want you to think about a polar bear. What are you thinking about? Polar bear, exactly. Now, try not to think about a polar bear. Think about something else. Try really hard. What are you thinking about? Polar bear, right? Somebody said Coca-Cola. And if you said, well, a fox instead of a polar bear, you can't get away from it. Your mind's like a 600-pound gorilla in your head. Its purpose is to keep you alive, so it's not going to short-circuit anything. The thing is, it's going to run everything at you. It's going to run everything at you. You know, We got a big brain up there with all kinds of memories, thoughts, beliefs about ourselves, everything. It comes flowing in all the time, right? And what this does is it helps you discern and gain mastery over how you're going to deal with those thoughts, not controlling them themselves. I want to make that point really clear. Okay. Let's see, what's the next slide? Yeah, okay, we skipped one here, I'm afraid. Love. Love. That's the ability to feel affection for, desire, attract oneself to, harmonize, and unify. There's emotional love, desire, attraction, the ability to attract ourselves towards something. We don't attract things to us. We put out there what we want, and then we start paying attention to that. I think the example they used in the book here was Volkswagens. I love Volkswagens, right? And suddenly you begin to notice Volkswagens. Well, they were always there, but you weren't focused on them, right? All of a sudden you're focused on it. So that's part of the law of attraction, which is a whole nother talk. But anyhow, also, love loves indiscriminately. So you can attract things to you that may not be in your best interest, okay? Oh, I like that tattoo on that person. I might want to get in touch with that, right? Well, the tattoo might be a signal to say, well, wait a minute, step back. Okay. You know what? I'm feeling this would be a good time for a song. What do you think? Let's take a little breather here and have a song, then we'll come back to finish this up.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all and all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things anew, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand you show me all that I must do. And God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light for me as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Angela Dooley, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. There's one line in this song that got my attention. God is the love that heals all creation. And that's what love's about, healing ourselves. I want to take a little sidestep here about that. When you're doing these processes, it's not a yes or no thing. It's not a complete or no thing. It's a process. And so along the way, things are going to happen. And that's when you want to have a little loving kindness for yourself. Give yourself a break. Just understand, oh, I'm a human with divinity within me. And my job is to access the divinity. And just keep coming back to that. Giving yourself grace, giving yourself kindness when you're doing these processes and when you're doing any work that takes you towards what's important to you. All right, where were we? Yes, let's go. We did power and dominion. Oh, imagination. The ability to visualize what we want to create, need, or desire. We often visualize what we want, like a song, visualizing a song, a living room, how you want your living room. When that's me, I call in my visualization consultant, Corrine, the artist, and she helps me with that. And you can use this with the weight loss question by visualizing, letting go of thoughts that do not take you towards your health. There's all kinds of meditations around it. One of my favorite is Leaves on a Stream, where you kind of imagine a thought comes up, you put it on a big leaf on the stream, and you watch it go away. You just imagine that. You can have that in your mind and notice what happens when you do that. Powerful. Understanding, that's our ability to know. It's ability to comprehend the laws of thought, as well as the relation of divine ideas to each other. So this is the perspective-taking part, stepping back, the wise mind. Will, the ability to make a choice, to come to a decision, to command and direct. Life is a series of judgments and choices, making choices towards what we want. And we can also decide what choices are taking us away from what we want. And for weight loss, making the choice to take committed action towards health. Order, the ability to organize, shows up in our lives in the way we organize our living space, work, files, and lives. I had a poster one time that I had placed prominently over my very messy desk at work, and it said, "A clean desk is the sign of a sick mind." We use order to kind of sequence what we want to do, right? Like a recipe, we get the ingredients out. And dealing with weight loss, you can sequence a new diet, okay? You can sequence an exercise regimen, or not. Okay, zeal, the ability to be enthusiastic, zealous, and passionate. It's our ability to inspire and motivate ourselves. When he was 94 years old, Charles Fillmore wrote, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me." 94 years old. That's pretty incredible. So, using zeal and weight loss, you approach what you want to do with this attitude. Yeah! Instead of, "Oh, God, do I have to do this?" It doesn't work that way very much. Okay. Elimination, release. This is where we say to the thought, if it's not working for me, I let you go. On the leaf, down the stream. That's a thought that's not working for me. The thought that does work for me gets my attention, and I bring zeal and strength and everything to that. Life. The ability to energize, vitalize, enliven, and make whole. Life energizes our good intention and desire to be the best person and or Christ we can be. Charles Fillmore stated in the Revealing Word that life is divine, spiritual, and its source is God, Spirit. The river of life is within us in our spiritual consciousness. We come into consciousness of the river of life through the quickening of the Spirit. We can be truly quickened with new life and vitalized in mind and body only by consciously contacting the Spirit. This contact is made through prayer, meditation, and good works. Breathing life into a project gives it energy, a force that generates excitement and results, and you can bring that to whatever you're doing to take you towards what's important to you. All right. We already covered love. I realized I didn't get it moved in the slides. So we covered a lot of territory, huh? I thought I'd put that song in there to wake everybody up. Right? Did it work? All right. I want to thank you for your patience, for hanging in with me here. I hope that what I've shared with you today can be useful for you going forward. And my wish for you is that all your intentions lead to your highest self, your Christ self. Thank you.
And now, it is time for our blessings of tithes and offerings. While the ushers are coming forward, we invite everyone to hold their love offering for a blessing. And we invite those of you online to make your contribution at unitycr.org. We bless all offerings, and we bless these baskets and the abundance they will soon receive. We see them as symbols of the potential available to all of us. As we participate in the sacred act of giving and receiving, we give abundantly, we receive thankfully, and give again generously. Join me in our offertory statement. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
Let's all sing together.
I am a center of creation. I am a seed planted in the stillness. I am a center of creation, fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. I am a center of creation. I am a tree rooted in fullness. I am a center of creation, fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. I am a center of creation. I am complete, living in a wholeness. I am a center of creation, fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. I am a center for the highest thoughts of God. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God.
Freely we give, and gratefully we receive. We dedicate and consecrate these tithes, gifts, and offerings to the will, the work, and the way of the Christ as it expresses through this ministry of love and service. We surround these members of our spiritual community who made known their prayer requests with our loving thoughts and prayers. We affirm and know that each person is blessed with wisdom and discernment, health and wholeness, and prosperity in good measure. We release these requests, trusting that all is well. Amen.
Let's stand and sing the peace sign.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect unity. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyful vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I
am
am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Wherever I am, God is.
And
all is well. Thank you, everyone.
For use for
Here we go.
this year. I can't wait to see what good will come. To feel alive instead of feeling numb. This year, I plan on thinking less of I and me. I resolve to think of us and we. This year. So long till last year, it's all becoming so clear. There's no use living in regret. Let's live the good life and train our eyes to find the light and make this year the best one yet. Starting right here. Thanks for this year. So long till last year, it's all becoming so clear. There's no use living in regret. Let's live the good life and train our eyes to find the light and make this year the best one yet. Starting right here. Thanks for this year. Right here. Thanks for